Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host Paul James, and today I'm joined by Damo Camilleri before he drinks.
I wasn't going to drink, I was just going to hold my cup here for probably the entire show. It's like a coffee in the morning show. Don't actually drink it, just sit there and look pretty.
You do look very pretty.
I do.
So, this week's episode, and the last patch for this month, is going to kind of look at the future of the games industry to the next step. What trends there'll be, what we're expecting out of consoles, out of games, trends within games, very big picture sort of stuff. We'll start with the easy ones. Do you expect there to be an Xbox 2 and a PlayStation 5?
Of course. That would be... Now, would that be classified as 5th gen games? Yeah? 5th game genning?
Oh, no, probably like 9th or 10th, because obviously you had your Super Nintendos and all those sort of things.
Yeah, no, like I mean, in the Genesis, when they started like doing gens, you know, like it was like, 3rd gen PlayStation or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, well then, yeah, I guess technically in that space.
Technically, this is like the modern era of console wars.
It's still weird. Yeah, even then, like your first gen Xbox is in sync with the 2nd gen PlayStation. And all that sort of, like, and Nintendo have been going since way before all of them. So
yeah,
it's a little bit weird to keep track of.
I don't know. So whatever 5th gen of console wars, I guess. I don't know. Whatever this next gen is, yeah, it'll definitely happen. Do you think games sell?
Do you think the next
tech
gen
grows?
Is the last like physical box console generation?
Look, I just think there'll always... I think, yeah, God, I hate you so much!
While you're stewing on that, I think that... So we'll get a PS5 and an Xbox 2, or whatever the hell they call it. But the generation after that...
Xbox XX.
Everyone's infrastructure will be so good, network infrastructure will be so good, that it's just an app on your TV or whatever your visual device is, like the TV equivalent, whatever. It's an app that's just there. Maybe you buy a controller and that's all that you actually have to do. And you just fire up your PlayStation app, or you fire up your Xbox app, or your Nintendo app, and it's just something you subscribe to. We're
way too
maybe
far
you still,
off that.
You know, look, yeah, possible. I mean, it's still money in Nintendo or Microsoft or Sony's pocket for their app in the first place. So
yeah, but we're way too far off.
You reckon still a bit further out than that?
Yeah, we don't have that kind of tech to say goodbye to devices just yet. I don't believe that we'll ever get to the point where, you know, Xbox was talking about its, you know, interchangeable parts and just keep upgrading as we go, like
the PC structure.
Yeah. Look, PC do a great job, but if you're going to start doing that to like people, I just can't see it working right. Like if you look at Windows right now, Windows have finally taken a leaf out of Apple's book, and now if you own Windows, you don't pay for the next set of Windows. If you've got Windows 10 now, you're going to get all the updates that come after it. Eventually, they'll limit the amount of features you can use, because it'll be like, your PC just can't run this, but hey, here's the update anyway, but we just won't add the following things for you. Or they'll be locked or whatever. However they do it, it's fine. It's cool. I believe that tech will always be tech, because people are materialistic and need to flaunt their shit. I don't think that, you know, things will shrink or get bigger. I think the size that they're producing right now will be fine. If anything, we will look at more things like the Switch, portable thing. I think kind of a weird, strange, dumb sense, I kind of hope Nintendo does not drop a 40S or whatever the fuck they're going to do, and they just boom, baby, the Switch is like all you're going to need.
I think the Switch is it. I think that's their plan for a while yet anyway.
Yeah, I truly hope that their next launch of stuff is it's just like a Switch 2, and it's like, hey, you want a new DS? Well, this is your new DS as well. Like, this is going to be a thing. We'll have the cartridges, we'll have the Pokemon games will no longer be, you know, on any handheld. That'll be a handheld. Because it's a
They're
phenomenal...
already looking at doing that anyway. The next Pokemon games are on the Switch.
Yeah.
So
That's fine. I've got no issue with that. I love it. I love the fact that, portable gaming can be like that. But I still think that you need a ground base, yeah? Like, I still reckon that everyone needs a laptop or PC. I don't think media boxes for your consoles is a great idea. It's kind of really annoying. Like, I'm never going to be sitting there searching the web on my PlayStation. I'm never going to go, okay, Google, open PlayStation. Open Google on PlayStation. Search Domino's Pizza. I get it. Some people are that demanding of consumer and things like that. I don't think that will ever be... It probably will be a thing one day, but I don't think we'll get there. I think VR will be a very big thing.
Yeah, so where do you see VR going?
This is the thing. No one loves 3D movies. No one turns around and says, man, I'm so glad I paid the extra $30 to watch a movie in 3D.
Agreed.
No one's loving it. People like it, they don't love it. It's tricky when it comes to games. I believe that... it pains me almost to say it. Zone of the Enders going 3D is not a fantastic idea, but it does open that doorway for people that do want to play it.
The fact that it's a VR game, right?
Yes.
It will be a VR game.
VR, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I get it. It's expanding your market. Try it. See how it likes. See if people buy it. If they do, might open up the doors for some developers to go, cool, we've got this cockpit game we're working on, like Gundam or
Ace Combat.
Hawken or whatever. Here's a plane. Here's a driving. It might open those doors. That's fine. I think the industry of adult films is working with like that whole VR thing, and it's like it's not exactly doing extremely well. It's just doing. Normally that's a pretty good indicator of what where tech is going. Snapchat filters and AR has gotten way much super good.
Yeah. So
I think there's a possibility there with mobile gaming moving towards a more of an AR feel, like especially Apple products are very good at heat sink, so that stuff can last a very long time. Battery packs, for your devices is great. I still see, you still see touching base, with the I get it. Everyone uses their old consoles as just like Netflix boxes for their parents now, or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're holding onto your console, it's like, that's just in my fourth TV room with my Persian fur on the carpet and whatever, because we're becoming a demanding society, and we're able to afford greater things because things are being costing less in a sense.
Manufacturing costs are getting less.
Yeah, that's it. So almost everyone has a console. I think mobile gaming's dying off. I don't know the statistics, but you used to see everybody sitting there playing Pokemon Go, playing Bejeweled, playing something, and now it's just kind of you don't. I think maybe they burnt that out. Like I was explaining to Paul before we started talking on this. It happens in comic books and movies and things a lot, or TV series, event fatigue, where there's just something happening all the time. You don't have time to breathe, and it's like there's always something, and you just by the end of it, you're just like, oh my god, can I just go back to watching Green Lantern and just save some people? Do I have to I think it's if you actually read from Rebirth to the end of before New 52, it was event. It's crazy.
And people just got burnt out by it.
Yeah, look, I read every single issue from 2005 to now of Green Lantern, and there was a section there where you're just like, wow, I just can't handle another big thing happening. And I think that's kind of what happened with mobile gaming. We went from Bejeweled, and then there was no, that just kept going and going and going, and then it was Pokemon Go, and then and then Pokemon Go was so big, and people were like, whoa, and now it's kind of I need time to deflate, you know. I mean, the cool thing is, the future of gaming is going to be affected by heaps of things. Yeah? The quality of today's movies are not always that great. You know, we get some amazing things happening. It's like, oh, wow, this is cool. But I believe the quality of games has improved beyond movies. I'm not saying that games are better than movies or anything like that. I'm just saying what's being produced on a level, like movies are kind of going like, yeah, but like games are going, we're getting better. We're getting better. So like in their
it's still a young medium.
Quality production, I believe that games are doing a better quality, if that makes sense. In their genre, in their system of doing things, we are getting better at making games.
Games are doing games better than movies are doing movies.
Yes, that's probably the best way to put it. Thank you.
The games industry is still young too. So
it's very young,
especially when you compare it to film. So it's still learning from things that don't go well, and they're getting better at listening to consumer bases and those sort of things, and making decisions based on not just data like metrics and finances, but also what the consumer's asking for.
Yeah,
which is good.
Not listening to small focus groups. You know, it's like,
well, EA still is. That's why we don't have Star Wars, the Visceral Star Wars game. But games themselves, we're seeing a shift towards your Destiny style shared world shootery sort, which is what EA's going for with that old former Visceral title.
Yep.
You're seeing BioWare go that way, who are a historically single player only studio. I mean, they did multiplayer in Mass Effect, but it was a standalone multiplayer.
Yep.
You're seeing open worlds left, right, and centre. We're seeing the death of arcade. We spoke about it last week.
Yep.
And then we're getting microtransactions through the arse. Where do you see the games themselves going in terms of the way we'll be playing them? So maybe the quality will still be getting better and better, to your point, but how are we going to be playing them?
I think that people will have enough of people, but at that same...
Eventually they want that. Eventually,
look, I think the biggest selling games... No, I take that back. The biggest selling games will always be the games that, parents believe that, can be mass played and whatever. I think the critically acclaimed... I was
going to say, this gets played by a few people.
Yeah, exactly. Probably. Because parents think that, it's like, cool, all my child's friends are playing.
And they're idiots, because it's rated R.
Yeah.
Stop giving it to them, parents.
Yeah. Follow the rating system. You don't take your kid to an R-rated movie. I can't fathom it, but I think that we will have this internet-connected gameplay of, world, like, what was it? Far Cry?
The Division.
Far Cry will have... your friends can jump in and play with you at any time and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's meant to be
the case. Look, I get it, but...
I like playing on my own.
I think the critically acclaimed games will always keep their multiplayer separate. We'll always keep that separate, because it's like, not that it takes away from the experience, but there's certain things that you just don't, it's a good formula. Don't mess with that. Like, surely, I think the biggest thing is that want from people to have your World of Warcraft plug-in world. That I'm playing with everyone. I can do a solo mission if I want. I can play. That MMO kind of. I'm going to put on my virtual reality helmet. I'm going to be plugged in. I'm doing Sword Art Online.
Jacked into the Matrix.
Yeah, I'm jacked into the Matrix. Like, there's all this media and stuff that's been there, and I think that'll have a part in the next gens of gaming. But you got to think, next gen of parents will be people our age. The kind of things that we want our kids to do is the SNES Mini, the NES Mini, the 64 Mini when that comes out, the PlayStation, there's always going to be something in their hands and things like that. And I just believe that the nostalgia feel of things, there's always going to be something tangible. Like, I mean, look, they're doing amazing things with VR nowadays, but it's still all very basic, and thing. Look, you look at Elon Musk and all of the crazy things he does and everything like that. You know, they're making a pen, a finger thing that you can touch a table and like that becomes a touch screen and things like that. And it's like it's all crazy and insane, but like you look at something like Dungeons and Dragons outside of video games,
like pen and paper sort of D&D stuff.
Pen and paper is still like the most popular thing to play with. Like, you know, some people might have maps, but the majority of people don't. It's that, you know, and even they're like now going, hey, Roll20 is really successful, we're going to open our own thing. And people are just kind of like, yeah, but, you know, you know, I think the age of, you know, everyone coming around to, you know, have a Mario Kart party is almost at its end, which is sad. But that being said, next party you're at, like you host, and you've got a console, pull it out.
Get what's her name from the Nintendo Switch ad, get her to come out.
Who?
Remember the original Nintendo Switch ad, and there's like the girl that goes off to a party and she just whips out the Switch and starts playing.
Oh god!
And she became a meme. Like,
jeez. Actually, talking about Nintendo and their memes, there was that time when, you know, 2DS is coming out. I shared a picture that was like someone had changed this things. It's like, haha, F you, Dad. I wanted a 3DS, not this piece of shit 2DS. And the dad's just like, F off, Billy. And I shared it. And hashtagged Nintendo, like 2DS, you know, screw you, Billy. The guy that played the dad in that commercial, like, commented on it. And it was like, you know, thanks for making me a meme or some dumb shit like that. It's like, dude, calm down. It's the internet. Welcome. You know, you're a good dad buying your kid DS. But look, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think portable will be a huge thing. Like, I don't know if PlayStation will
Vita
do
2.
No.
Which is a Switch.
Like, you know, they already tried that with, like, you know, your Xperia's, you know, as a screen for your PlayStation. You can have your controller there.
Yeah, you dock the thing on your
thing,
control.
and it's like, look, I get it, and it's, you know, it doesn't always work and things like that. But the Switch has done it so successfully. Maybe there is a market for other people to follow this trend. I haven't brought up Xbox at all because until they give third-party support, I don't really care what they do. Microsoft.
And then the last kind of point for the whole thing, and maybe I'll kick off my thoughts first there, is pricing schemes. That includes the regular retail price or digital price if you're buying it digitally. Season passes and microtransactions. Microtransactions can die in a hole.
Yeah.
But they're making a lot of money because publishers, retailers aren't prepared to budge on the regular retail price. American games are $60. For us, it's $100. Whatever.
Yeah, but look at minimum wage differences.
They can't afford to keep selling them at this price at the moment because they're getting so much hate for, like, they, you know, season passes were a thing for a while, and there's some really good examples of season passes nowadays, but there was some particularly bad ones for a while there, and it was all because they needed to nickel and dime us because they were not making enough money on the release of the game when it first came out. And that's even some of the biggest games in the world were not making enough money to then start development on the next project, and then the ongoing business.
Don't release a broken game. Restore our faith in.
So season passes have gotten better since. Microtransactions are a big thing at the moment. They're nickeling, diming people at every turn, and gamers are starting to turn on it. I've done an insider episode. Go check it out if you want. Plug. But yeah, it's back. I don't know why. Cycles, everything going in cycles.
Yeah,
microtransactions are the big thing at the moment, and people are hating on them, but publishers currently seem to need to do something, whether it is the season pass, whether it is a microtransaction, to make enough money to then kick off the next project, whatever that is, and pay for all the employees and all that sort of stuff, and marketing and all that sort of rubbish. I'd say even a $10 increase to the regular retail price, which is not going to be popular, and it's you'd almost need all publishers and console manufacturers to all come together and say, this is an agreed thing, because you don't want to be the publisher that goes first and does it, because you'll just get hated on.
Yeah.
They all need to come together and go, all right, prices are now $70 US, 110 Australian, whatever it happens to be, so they can kill off that microtransaction sort of blight, I'm going to call it. What's your stance?
Look, I'm happy to pay for aesthetics. I'm more than happy at any point to drop some dollars to make my shit look good.
Yeah.
Because that's who I am. I like aesthetics in some games. Like, I don't play League of Legends, but if I was, I know exactly who I'd drop money on and why I'd make it look good.
I've got no problem with paying for cosmetics, by the way.
Yeah.
Whatever, that's
that's
your own choice.
I think
it's the pay to win, blocking, progression.
Pay to win is absolutely ridiculous. I think the latest Star Wars did it, the Battlefront 2.
No, they've kind of clarified that wasn't the case. People read into it a little bit hard, but through the beta. And I suppose you were there when we messed around with the beta a little bit, but no, that wasn't quite there. But at the same time, EA kind of gotten on the front foot and said, "Hey, don't stress." Like, we just should have been more transparent about how this was working.
Exactly. Be transparent, EA.
If they were, then they killed Visceral.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh god, they caught onto us. We're going to get rid of something. But no,
sorry, we need to.
I'm happy to pay.
Afford to keep this studio open.
Look, DLC is still fine with me if it's worth it, though.
Yeah,
like I'll buy a season pass if it's Borderlands level of fucking new content. Sorry for swearing, God, but my lord, like, look at that. That's awesome. Huge maps, story, weapons, XP bonuses, achievements. Cool. That's the kind of stuff I look at. This beautiful thing. New costumes, new enemies, new things, new areas to explore, missions. Fine. Happy to pay for that. Will not pay for DLC that's like, this is almost a completely different game that you're throwing at me, and this part of your season pass is some new weapons. Ooh, it's like, is that it? Like, I spent $70 on top of the game to get 4 pieces of DLC, and like, I think that Injustice 2 was a terrible idea of, hey, you get season pass, you get this fighter, this fighter, this fighter, this fighter. It's like, okay, do I get more story though?
No, it's just characters.
It's just characters. I just get more story. I just get more characters for the price it was going at, and I didn't even know what the price was because I just kind of went.
You blinked on it. Nope, I'm out.
Nope. Like, geez, like.
And then you'll pick up the season pass on PSN for $10.
Yeah,
it'll be great.
Like, I mean, even Bethesda. Like, I get that Fallout 3 had its ups and downs, and it's like Skyrim building houses. That were not a fantastic idea for me. Thinking of DLC to have, it's like, oh, you can build a house. It's like,
I can
own
dragon.
like 50 other houses in that game. Why would I want to build my own? Oh, you can get all the fun. Who cares? What am I gonna?
I've got lots of houses in Skyrim. I go in, kill the people that live there, then sleep in their bed.
That's pretty much. Like, I just kind of don't get.
Gimmicks.
Gimmicks. Like, it's just kind of like put your act together. Like, if you're gonna sell me something else for the price of almost the entire game, give me almost another entire game. Like, look, don't get me wrong, I'm not asking for a complete additional world of Skyrim,
but we spoke about Horizon.
Yeah,
the DLC for that, and the DLC's like $30.
Yeah.
So it's a third of the main game, and what you get is about a third of the main game.
Exactly right. Like, that works for me. That's fine. I'm happy to do stuff like that. What was the other thing? So you said microtransactions, season passes, and
then just the regular retail price.
See, look, I'm happy to pay what regular retail price is, and I'm happy to buy a game on launch if your company releases a game that's not broken. How many of us have bought a game that's been broken? And it's like, first day patch, 70 billion gig. Here, have some terabytes. Just, we've released a broken game. And I get that's the consumer, that's the manager, that's this and this and this and this, and this is why games get broken. But I'm more than happy. Who's? They don't release a movie and go, oh God, by the way, sorry guys, we're actually just going to update that in the Blu-ray, but that you know, the mic that came down and hit, you know, Thor in the eye, like,
that same person.
like, you know, we're sorry, that shouldn't happen, like, but hey, we'll fix it in the Blu-ray.
To be fair, there's more that can go wrong with a video game.
Yeah, I get that.
But also another thing, like, yeah, there's a problem with patches, and I think some of the with bugs, and I guess one of the most notable ones was, say, Assassin's Creed Unity from a few years ago, where it got slammed for it.
Or No Man's Sky.
No, that was just a bad game. But you've also got plenty of other situations where it's this date is the day we've got to start because of physical distribution of games. This is when discs have to go in. But you can still keep doing stuff right up to the finish if you want. So they're still just adding other features on top.
I know.
And
you know
some
what?
of those things
to me,
are part of those multi-gig patches, and that's great. I think
kind of
giving you more.
Like, oh yeah, I get.
I
that's cool.
I look forward to a day actually where it's just all digital. Then you don't have that thing. They can keep making the game right up till launch day, and it won't matter.
I think that how good would this be? Games went completely digital. Yeah. A month after the game come out, though, or 2 months after the game come out, physical discs.
Game of the Year edition.
Like, it's kind of like, hey, we understand some of you have internet limits because Australia, but you know, it's like some people, like, you know, I think in America, still a third of people in America are connected to the internet. That's an insane thought to have. That there's still that many households over there do not just... And look, I get it. Some people can't afford it. It's not accessible to everybody. There's Wi-Fi everywhere.
And a hurricane comes through and just knocks everything over.
Oh, God. Paul, jeez, too soon.
Has there been one recently?
Yeah, there was. A little while ago.
I mean, there was a shooter there recently.
Florida.
And again. Like, it was just...
Yeah, well,
that's a whole other thing.
We'll pick that up on Taco's Talks. Plug. But, no, that's the thing though. It's this crazy thing where it's like, if you went fully digital, like, you could be like, okay, we don't have to do anything until this date, and then maybe 3 months later even, physical disc comes out. It would almost force people to, like, you know, change their habits. You know, the production cost could be way lower. Like, I don't know. Like, I like it. I like the idea. But that being said, you'd have to make better hard drive spaces on things. Cloud storage would have to be better.
The 1 terabyte that we're getting on our stock standard Xbox One or PS4 is not enough.
No.
Which then makes what the Switch is doing laughable. It's like 30 gig or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to pick up LA Noire this month for the Switch, digitally, you can't actually fit it on the machine. Like, with the amount of space that's on there, you have to buy the external memory to put in, like an SD card. Yeah, because you can't. The digital version of that game you can't fit. The retail one you can, because so much of it's stored on the card and then whatever. But like, it's a mess.
Lapse in judgment.
So,
look, the future's unknown. The future's very unknown, and wherever gaming's been heading, it's had its slumps. It's had huge slumps. You know, terrible.
Thanks, E.T.
Have you watched the Atari?
No, I know.
Documentary?
E.T. was all the ones that were buried.
Yeah, have you watched that documentary though?
I've seen most of it.
Yeah. Yeah, fantastic. I can't believe that. Like, that's actually Spielberg's fault more than anyone else. Yeah, the game's fine, whatever. Did you even play it, dude? Did you even play it? You bastard! You killed an entire company. But no, look. We've had slumps. We've had humongous ups. We've seen progressions of technology. They're still trying to discover how to sell this to people. I think wherever we're heading, it's definitely in the right direction.
Yeah,
I've never seen, like, you know, when people are like, oh, microtransactions are garbage, are going to killing the market, and oh, DLC, it's all bullshit. Market's still kicking.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think that we just got to be vocal about what we
do it respectfully.
What we
Emails,
do.
Yes. Abuse. Stop death threats. Piss off. No one takes you seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Don't. Oh my gosh, talking death threats. Oh, some of the atrocious things you people write. You people.
Not you people. You people are great. Leave us good things in the comments.
Yeah. Hashtag be awesome.
Which is where we'll wrap this episode up.
Yeah.
So please make sure to
wrap it up because it's close to Christmas. Happy holidays.
Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And sign off with some comments down here. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Make sure to like, share, subscribe so you can catch up with weekly episodes of Patch, the Video Games Club, The Insider, Player 2 Plays. There's a whole bunch of trailers and other footage there as well. The website player2.net.au has reviews, articles, features, the PAX features, bulging and finished now. But there's lots of really cool stuff there. If there's anything you missed from the event, make sure to catch up there.
Did you do anything spoopy for Halloween?
No. I played Pokemon Go.
That's spoopy.
So there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can only find at the site. Some of the best talent in Australia working with us. So please make sure to visit the site and check that out.
Didn't know you had Shane Warne working with you?
Oh, he's incredible. Just those leggies.
Oh, damn it, wrong eye!
Tacos Talks on Twitter. Paul James P2 on Twitter. Player2AU for the site on Twitter. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining us in Patched again this month. And we will see you next time.
Yeah. Whatever.
Sorry.
Go. Yeah, no, don't worry.
Bye.
Bye, people.